Hey everybody, welcome back to the Around the Creek podcast. As always, I'm Elijah.
I'm Aiden.
And I'm Owen.
So today we're talking about the episode Relax, and oh my goodness, I love this episode for one. I mean, I love the entire episode for many reasons, but one specific thing that I think this episode does better than any other episode is the Foley.
Oh my
the
God.
the sound design in this episode is peak.
Dan
So
Brum,
good.
went above and beyond for this one.
Specifically though, was the like the pitter patter of feet with Bluey-loving that you hear
know!
throughout this whole episode.
Yeah,
I
really
don't even know how
good.
you did that because, so for my short film that I have to do, I finished it. Woohoo! I wanted to make Foley for it. Foley. I don't know how to say it, and I only realized, wow, it's a lot harder than it looks to get the right kind of sound. And
Mhm.
the videos they show you on YouTube are not actually helpful when it comes to the stuff that you need to know for it, because you need to have a microphone that can pick up everything, but not everything
But no,
at the same
exactly.
time.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because it needs to pick up the slightest of little dinks, but it has to not pick up the that surround sound.
Yeah, next time I go to LA, I'm gonna do some Foley for this friend of mine who does he makes an edit he owns an editing studio, and so I'm gonna do some
Well,
Foley
that's
for
sick.
him. So I'll let y'all know how that goes, but it's gonna be interesting to see how the process of Foley goes and get a little bit of
Please let me know. That
insight
sounds
on that.
really
Yeah,
interesting.
I mean,
And I'm just here.
and Elijah's just here, but
Yay.
you can do Foley too. You should do
Oh,
Foley
okay.
for the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
we just
that's an
have
idea.
we just have like some ad libs whenever we're talking. Oh, that'd be awful.
Oh, boy.
Don't worry, we're not going to the podcast with that. But that's not the only instance.
Actually, no.
So
We're replacing all this all this speech with Foley.
it's just all gonna be Foley, the Foley podcast. But we also have it's the scene where they're it has like the jacuzzi and the thing that not the nozzle, it's not like the hose, but like the thing that
You mean like the
shower head. Yes. So like as they take it off, I have a shower head similar to that where it has like that kind. It sounds perfect. Like it's the same sound where it kind of sounds like it's hard to describe, but that's just how like it's a good Foley
Yeah.
when you can't describe the sound, but it captures it perfectly. But yeah, those are just two things I really noticed about it was the pitter patter of the feet.
Yeah.
And also the ripping of
Something I
like
found-
the wrapping around the toilet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
But something I
break.
found very interesting when doing Foley is that I'm just gonna call it Foley. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to say it.
That's how you say it, Foley. Yeah.
Okay. Excuse me. Is the fact that a lot of the sounds that you if you want to recreate a sound, you think, oh, you just use that sound. No. Oftentimes, that's the worst sounding thing. Anyway. It's been a while. Mostly the reason for me is tech. It's been extremely stressful for me. And also, I've been really into a new visual novel. And when I get into a visual novel, I read 12 hours in 3 days.
We've been trying to contact him for like 3 weeks. He's non-respondent.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's just
And
not true, by the way.
He's incommunicado. No, I'm just kidding.
He doesn't reply to
he was in a
anything.
coma for 3 weeks. That's why. That makes sense.
I swear, I thought you were dead. I thought you were dead, Aiden, because you were not responding to anything.
I mean, kind of close. I mean, junior year sucks. I'm so glad I'm done with it. But I am done with my junior year of school. So I'm pretty happy about that. Yeah, and
nice.
I made it.
I'm not excited because then I have to go to grade 12 next year, and then I'm like, oh,
yeah. Well, we're not
going
to think about that. We're not going to talk about that because I dealt with that right after I was junior year. But I'm doing better now, and I'm very happy to be doing this podcast again because it's been no joke like a month. Yeah. What about you, Sonny? Or Sonny? Sorry, that's his username. His username's Sonny. Elijah.
What about you, Sonny?
What about you, Sonny D?
Never again. Anyways, so I play baseball, and we went states and practice every day. So yeah, I come home exhausted, and then I just got done AP testing.
Yeah.
And I have to take my SAT as well. So.
Yeah, I'm taking the SAT June 1st as well. I'm retaking it.
You're taking it, yeah.
I didn't do
I don't
too
even
bad
know
on the
what that
first one
is.
because I retook it. So the
Yeah,
first
both
time
taking it under
I got
first W.
I think it was 1270, which is
Oh,
not
that's not
bad.
bad at
That's not
all.
bad, but I thought I did awful. We are literally the test people for the digital SAT, so it felt like a train wreck, but it wasn't. So I'm retaking it anyway.
I'm
We'll see.
100% expecting to just like fail it, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it again next year, so we're chill.
Yeah, I'm gonna retake it this week, and then I'm done. So, yeah. So yeah, that's where we've been. But Bluey, exactly.
Bluey, it's a great show that we talk about.
Oh yeah,
we do talk about Bluey sometimes.
We do
occasionally.
talk about Bluey sometimes.
Yeah, so excuse our rantings. We will now only talk about Bluey.
It's not ranting. It's more as much as like it's a tangent. It's a branch off. It's another twig on a tree.
A synonym for.
That is exactly what it is.
Well, yeah, tangent. Well, okay.
We're talking about relax.
A rant is heated and angry, which sometimes does happen. A tangent is like, oh, I'm like, ooh, look at that butterfly.
They have to be angry. What if the rant wants to be happy?
Well, have a happy
guys.
rant.
Okay, we're done. We're done. I'm
okay,
done talking.
high energy.
Anyways.
High energy is what I mean. Which are always
the beginning of this episode opens up with the girls saying the Flying Saucer song from that one short that they uploaded one time, which I've never heard this song apart from Bluey.
I was about to start singing, but I realized for everybody's sake, I probably shouldn't.
Yes. Thank you for taking that into consideration.
Because then we'd all join in singing, and y'all don't want to hear us doing a.
Oh, you don't.
Not a quartet. I mean, we're down one member for a quartet. We need either Eugene or.
Yeah. Bring back Eugene.
Bring back Eugene. That he can sing probably better than all of us.
Or get one of the musicians from Bluey on.
All the musicians, all of them.
All of them. That'd be insane.
The Bluey quartets.
Imagine if they were all just in this voice chat.
They were all just singing different songs
exactly
at the same time. There's like 50 of them.
We ask one question and they just all go off.
They all answer at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
So how'd y'all get into Ludo? It's just I have a vivid image in my head.
What are we even talking about right now?
I don't know.
I want to do that. That sounds really fun.
That sounds fun. Maybe eventually. But about the episode, relax, because this episode actually is a really good story,
so
really good moral. I love it. But yeah, continue with where you're going on.
Relaxed right now, guys.
I'm feeling very relaxed. So womp womp. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Womp.
I care about your well-being, Elijah. But we must appreciate this episode.
We must pursue.
We must pursue and appreciate this episode.
I think you mean.
Is that the right word?
No, it's not. You mean nope, still not the right one. You're looking for
persevere.
Persevere. Yeah.
Persevere.
Yeah.
Pursue. We must pursue people.
We must pursue Bluey.
Bluey. No, don't pursue Bluey.
Stop, thief.
Bluey. Do you think Bluey ever like stole things? We're getting an episode where she steals something and learns that it's wrong.
Well, hold on.
Episodes about honesty.
I'm sorry. I know we're supposed to be talking about the episode, but you guys heard about the mini episodes that are coming out in June?
Yes, that's important to talk about. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I actually did hear about that. Yeah.
Excited for that. Even if
we'll see.
We're gonna have so much fun watching those.
But it's gonna be like
small. They're 3
short. Yeah.
3 minutes.
But that does bring up the question: Is this the last full season of Bluey?
I don't think so. In fact, this is probably the reason why.
This is probably
I
just
think
to like kind of give us a bit more stuff to look at before there's a massive hiatus.
Because so we know there's going to be a big hiatus, but there's 2 questions that bring up there. So A, how long is this Bluey hiatus going to be? And then B, because we have heard like some inside information on on Reddit that random post that was up.
That was not.
Yeah, and then
real.
No, because then we got information
or was it
not the last season?
Because it's like government workers on their deathbed. Because he's not in the. Yeah, maybe the poster. I mean, you could sue.
The poster was removed, and the person didn't answer any of the questions asked by people.
Well, Ludo could sue.
And that was the only thing posted by the account.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't
it.
strike as strange to me because, I mean, like a random whistleblower account, like I mean, it's quite possible.
I mean, sure,
I
but
don't
then
know.
at the same time, there was also like I think the producer or something stated
that's not the anthem for Bluey, and technically we are getting some shorts for Bluey.
Do you think that's why they released them? Because of that, they were like, "Oh crap, we need people to realize that we're not done."
Possibly.
That's probably
possibly.
I want to say they might have done that, but not for that exact reason.
Because it is concerning me how it's good for us, yes, but it's also coming out on Disney Plus the same time. That's only for special things. Like
that's
I don't think that it was done because I don't think the short episodes were done because of that post in particular. I think it could have been done for the same reason.
But we haven't really have another season confirmed. Like there's no confirmed, oh, there's going to be a 4th season, just wait a little bit. It's like
that's true.
Bluey's not over, but what does that entail? Does it entail the shorts? Does it entail, oh, some new Bluey merch? Oh, we're going to do some like stuff, but it doesn't mean we're getting another season of Bluey. And with the way the sign left it kind of, I could see why people think that it's, and actually I have a fun story that I've been wanting to tell on the podcast because I work at a restaurant. And I had this sweet little family of 4, and I have little Bluey stickers in my server book, and I show it to the little kids, and they loved it. They were watching Bluey as well. One of them was on their iPad watching Bluey. And I was talking to some of the parents about Bluey, and they asked me, "Do you think that's gonna be the last episode of Bluey?" And I just was like, "I don't know," because I really thought about it. I was like, I don't know. I hope not. But
my rebuttal is that we had that they didn't leave it on this, or they didn't leave it on the sign. They gave us the surprise.
Yes,
which
that's true.
To me, kind of was like,
but it was kind of like a reimagined future, kind of like, oh yeah, this.
I know it was a reimagined future, and I don't know, I don't think that the future of Bluey is going to be based around that episode, but I just feel like either it was an analogy for change in the future or that there's still going to be stuff happening, because just the way.
You don't think the things in that episode are actually going to happen?
No. That is an accurate representation of what's going to happen in the future for Bluey. But what we're saying is that like where it leaves off? Like, is that like, okay, yeah, Bluey doesn't die at the age of 9. She becomes an adult, you know? So like,
well, I'm not even saying an adult. Maybe we're gonna get like more school-aged or teenage.
Well, this is the thing. They're also talking about, with the short episodes, it's gonna be about the family, the other
different
background characters.
Yeah.
Which I'm
Alfie short. Oh my goodness! Come on, Alfie. We need to see more of him.
Alfie short.
My favorite dingo.
Get a short about the terriers. Ooh. We know nothing about them. We just know they're
there's
Scottish.
Gonna be more about them because there's so much like push, or there's not push, but there's so much like display of them, and they had like such a big part in the sign.
Exactly.
Yeah. There probably will be. Yeah. But I mean, I think the real like closure
we really
to this
have
question,
not talked about.
We haven't, but just my real closure to this question is that we really don't know, because I see arguments for and against, and I really couldn't say whether this is the last one or not.
I'm gonna say, I mean, in my opinion, it's not.
Yeah.
I don't think it is. I really don't think it is. They're on a gold mine.
That's true. It would be weird to end it off here,
especially after they're making a Bluey amusement park.
But
that's so true, especially after that open. Well, yeah. Well, they're gonna maybe they'll make the show grow with it.
I would love that to be the case. I really would. So we'll see. But by the time the hiatus is over, I mean, they could be what, 9, 10? Who knows?
That's a good point. You think they're gonna grow with? Oh my god, I didn't even think of that.
11, 12, actually.
All right, we have to stop. We have to stop.
Okay,
it's been like 20 minutes.
Let's consider the episode at hand here, which is a really great episode. Like we keep trying to
What
get to it,
episode
we
is it
don't quite.
again?
It's Relax.
I'm
It
kidding,
is
I'm
the
kidding.
lovely episode Relax, and we've talked about the Foley, and we'll probably brush over it again. But we need to talk about the episode as a whole. And so to open up the scene, I'll let Owen go over the whole plot. But to open up the scene, we are at the beach, and the main conflict here is not with the kids, but with Chili this time, and it's about her inability to relax. There's always a little whisper in the back of her head that won't let her take a breather because she's been in go mode for so long, which kind of feels very real coming out of junior year. So very good time to go over this episode, in my opinion. But go ahead with the plot, Owen.
Okay, I guess I'm doing that.
You have good
So
memory. That's the
they
reason we do it,
are
Owen.
at a hotel. It's holiday for some reason. Um, oh my god. Do you think it's this to distract them from the fact that they're selling the house?
Maybe that's what Chili was worried about. Maybe that's what's in her mind.
Maybe.
Because we also had that Stickbird, which continued it. Wait! Chili in Relax and abandoned Stickbird. Wait,
Oh my
it
god,
makes
that makes
sense.
so much sense.
Well,
That makes
I mean,
so much
I
sense.
understand that, but then like, why wasn't Bandit upset then?
Well,
maybe it's because
Maybe stages of grief. I don't know.
yeah, exactly.
like, you know how weird your brain is, where like it's fine one time and it's not the other. That's there you
No,
go.
like
I think we're
you know
onto
what
something
that's
with
like.
that.
It's like entering freshman year and being like, oh yeah, college is 4 years away, and then and then
And then it
being
happens.
and then
Like,
being a
you know,
junior
just
at
like
the end of
emotionally
junior
unstable,
year,
yeah.
and then realizing that you only have a year left in high school.
Yeah.
That
That kind of thing.
yeah.
But
This is the breakdown
more like what I'm
podcast.
saying is like
The breakdown.
it depends how much time you have to think, and it's like, oh yeah, we're in a cool hotel, let's go vacation, and then he gets to the beach, and then the ocean just has like a really weird effect on people where it makes them think, and yeah, so you probably started to think, got to it like, oh yeah, that's the house, but that's such good um like precursing evidence to the sign. So there we go. Or something. Another fan theory.
Yes.
We've had a lot of them. All right, keep going.
So they're at the hotel. They're relaxing. Chili wants to get down to the beach. The girls could not care less. They are
Infatuated, yes.
infatuated by the hotel and what it has to offer. And I don't know about you guys, but this episode is extremely relatable for me.
Yes.
I don't know if it's relatable for you, but I
As of
remember as a
recently,
kid,
yeah.
but as a kid, especially going to like any hotel, motel, there were sometimes little cabins when I was in Tanzania.
Yes.
There was always just the exploring part. I still do it to this day. Not as much, especially if I just know that there's not much to explore. But if it's like a big hotel, with at least 5 floors, I'm exploring it, and I always find the best stuff. And it's
I love
so relatable.
Well, I went to Florida for a couple of years as a kid, and that's where kind of like that like pitter patter sound like kind of got sandwiched in my head.
Oh my god, yeah.
Was like, because we went to a condo kind of like that where it looked similar. It was like on the beach. It was on the panhandle of Florida. And yeah, it was like that, like the way the room looks. I mean, not as fancy, but kind of like that style of room. And you had like you'd always get back from the beach, and as you were walking into the shower, your feet pitter patter because you're drenched in seawater.
Man, you're bringing back memories.
And
it's like, it's not like entirely pitter patter because you still have bits of sand on your feet.
That's true. Oh my gosh, the sand gets everywhere. That's what I don't like. Hot take: I don't like the beach, but no, I love the memories from the beach.
It's alright.
I like the beach, but I hate it at the same time because it's big. Anyway, so they get to the hotel room and they're exploring everything. Chili wants to get going, but the girls figure out like coat hangers, beds, soap, They
Towels,
become mermaids.
safe. Yes.
Become mermaids.
But the
And
thing you mentioned, Owen, is that they don't use the hangers whatsoever. They have no clothes. There's no point.
0 clothes.
that's a true. Yeah, exactly. They don't need them.
Yeah.
But maybe that's why they were like, "Are they all ours?" Yeah, because they don't have any at home.
Yeah. Hey, you don't need them. I don't think the
No,
hotel's gonna need them
well,
either.
did Bingo? You remember when in Mount Mom and Dad?
Mom and Dad, yeah.
Have they
Okay,
ever worn clothing?
they
I
have
think the
clothing.
only
They
time
don't
is
wear it.
I think the only time they have is bathing suits, backpacks, and Granny.
And I guess the wedding,
Yes.
They didn't
kind
wear
of.
anything for the wedding.
Well, they wore ties.
I don't think so.
No, they wore like little
They
wreaths
had
on their
flower.
head.
Yeah, they had flower
Yeah,
heads.
little flower wreaths. Flower heads is wild.
Guys had
They have
ties.
little wreaths. I don't think they wore ties. But I could be wrong
Y'all
about
are
that.
tripping.
No, I think we. Yeah, I don't think that's it. I don't think they
Also,
wore ties, but
just a
they have
very
little wreaths.
very subtle thing is when Bingo runs on her bed to
They
see
did
if she
wear
has a
ties.
little soap thing. She's on all fours for like a split second. It's the most adorable thing ever. Oh my god. It's like
You know,
just
a puppy.
it's yes, I know. And it's like it's so small. Did you just
Small.
scream?
It's
They're
so
so
small.
joyful.
Did you
They're
just scream? Because it went like ah and then it just
I
cut
heard
out.
that
no, I
too.
just made a little happy noise like hey, like
But it did not
yeah.
sound
Little happy noise.
It came up on my end. I'm pretty sure
it sounded like
because
the guy from last night was coming and took you away.
it's him. There's a whole
It's
story behind
him.
that, but we're not gonna get into that for legal
We're
reasons.
not gonna. Yeah.
They see a bubble bath. They see toilets with ribbons on them. I don't know if this is just a me thing. I've never seen toilet seats with ribbons.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Yeah, no, that's a new one
This
to
is some
me as
Gucci
well.
thing.
This is like yeah, they're
Got the
like
Gucci
fancy.
hotel. Yeah,
This is above my pay grade.
Yeah.
this is like archaeologist pay here. You know.
Yeah. It's literally Indiana Jones.
Actually,
Anyway,
archaeologists don't actually get paid that much. I don't think. I guess it
that's
depends on
why
the
that's why there's so many theories about the healers doing like other things on the side, like
maybe,
crime or something.
possibly.
So the girls want to have a bubble bath, right?
You
And
sound like the Joker. So the girls will have a bubble bath, right?
They want to.
I did-
We live in a condominium, Batman.
Abracadabra.
oh my. Okay, the girls want to have a bubble bath, but Chili is like, no, we need to go to the beach because relaxing and blah. And Bandit's super chilly. He's like, come on, just let him have a bubble bath. We're on vacation. Blah blah blah.
Man, it's chill like that.
Yeah. And then
Let's
he's
go
like,
to the beach. Come on.
Oh, that's an old
sorry.
vine.
So he says, "Oh, we'll meet you down there with you. You start heading out." And you can see Chili is like, "Oh, okay," but she's kind of like not entirely sure about this idea because I feel like, oh, that's so good. I was
The
about to
little
talk
bingo
about that.
E. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
I ruined that for you.
Yeah. But you can see that Chili's not entirely like in her element when she's not exactly around her family. I feel like she's had this idea that they're all going to be on holiday together kind of thing, and that's
The
not
silence is
happening.
deafening.
Exactly. In fact, my entire short film is about this concept to a point.
2 points.
It's literally called Silence.
Mm.
Anyway,
And what medium are you doing this short film in? Is it animation or is it just like
no,
no
it's live action.
live action? What's the budget?
Just
Non-existent.
True. Is this from the studio that you're
No,
with?
no. This
No?
is for tech.
It's for tech. Oh, okay.
So that's a very relatable feeling. It's like when you have this certain idea in mind, and like it's usually like with other people, kind of thing, and then it just doesn't work out. And the worst part is like everyone else is fine with it, kind of thing, if that makes sense. It's like
Yeah.
when you want to hang out with your friends, but then they're like, "Oh, but we were gonna go to my house." I was like, "Oh no, we'll go to their house instead." And that wasn't you didn't plan on that. So then they just end up going to their house and it's too far for you or something, so you just don't end up going. Like
Mhm.
this is a speaking from experience. Um it
Are we talking about the
sucks.
short film or we're talking about the episode here? The
No, no,
episode.
I'm talking about real life
Oh,
and
the
the
real life
episode.
and yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see. Because the way
Yeah.
I saw this was more just like Chili's been in overdrive mode for so long that it kind of like when you
That's a
act a
good point.
certain way for so long, it kind of breaks your brain into
Yeah,
like
I
this
didn't think of that.
feeling of
Yeah, she's always
I
busy.
because like I mentioned I said this before, but like junior year like literally broke me. Like I've changed so much that I don't know how to relax anymore. My brain can never just be in the moment. This is,
Yeah.
last night I was out with my friend and I was just trying to be like there, but I was constantly my mind was just elsewhere, which is unfortunate because I just,
Oh,
I want
that's
to,
such a relatable feeling.
I just, I hate that feeling. It's like I
Such a
just want to
relatable
be
feeling.
there because this
I'm
is what I live for. This is what but yet my brain isn't like
That was me
focused.
the last couple of weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big reason why I didn't want to do the podcast.
That's just me always.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. But
Junior year, y'all. And it
something I
gets
do want
worse.
to
We're not
mention,
gonna talk about that.
something I do want to mention, but we get to it later on, is that it's very cute that Chili also does the bee thing
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
in
great.
the mirror.
Here's a good contrast though, but considering Chili, but how when we were kids, like Bingo and Bluey are living in the moment. In this episode, they're just happy to be there.
No, yeah,
Not a
that's how it used to
stress in
be.
their mind. They're living life
They didn't
exactly the way that adults want to live.
exactly. They didn't know about
But
the things in the world that
the
were
world
happening.
broke them, and now when you become like adults you don't have the same joy a child has.
This is a heavy
It
podcast.
is a good well it's a I mean it's the point of the episode. It's a very good like contrast between the way kids perceive the world versus the way adults perceive the world, and Chili's trying
Absolutely.
to rekindle this kind of childlike wonder that she once had, but she realizes that when everything is quiet and everything is done, she cannot go back to the way she was.
No, because it's like stuff has to be happening constantly.
Yes.
Or at least you need to
It's
know
been this
that
way for so long that you just can't go back to being a child again, you know?
it's like it either needs to be happening constantly or there needs to be some kind of plan put in place that after this certain amount of time something new is happening. So it's technically like stuff's happening. Does that make sense? It's like
Yes.
okay.
Except except even the plan doesn't help. I try. I have so many reminders. I have like a calendar, like a physical calendar on
Oh
my
yeah,
desk.
no.
I have reminders on my phone. I have like
Oh yeah, no.
like notes in my phone. I
Gotta love
have post-it
ADHD. It's
notes.
my favorite.
Exactly. I don't know if I ADHD. I haven't been diagnosed, but like I have so many things, and yet my mind doesn't get quiet. I try
Nope.
so hard.
Yep.
It doesn't shut
Yep.
up.
That's how it
Um,
be. Hee hee hee. Imagine
ah,
being normal.
well, I wish there was a normal
Well,
There's
here's the
no
anymore.
thing.
such thing as
There's
normal.
no thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not even close to a thing such thing as normal. There might be such thing as more common, but there's no such thing as being normal.
Mhm.
Anyway,
That was a fun little insightful like
yeah, it
talk
was a little
into the
light
mind of
little
Chili.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like especially clear when she gets to the beach. She's like, okay, I'm gonna sit down, read my book, and that's gonna be it. And then she's like, ah, maybe I should enjoy the view. Ah, no, I should enjoy the book. It's like she's always hyper
Yeah.
focused on something.
Trying to figure out what she wants.
And she ends up giving up and just
Yeah.
goes back to the room. Uh, and she's like, I don't know how to relax. And Bennett says, well, if you want to know, learn from the masters. And he points to the kids. who are just
Ooh,
launching
bars.
themselves,
Yeah, they're launching
launching
themselves with a chair.
exactly.
I didn't think you could do that. I mean, they
No,
must weigh like what,
yep.
50
Don't try it.
pounds, and they just get
Don't try it.
yeah. For any kids
I think
listening
I've
to the
done it
podcast or
once.
watching Bluey, don't launch your siblings with chairs. That's a great
Please
way
do
to get
not
hurt.
utilize chairs to launch people.
Now,
We are not
objects like
responsible
a
for
beach
any.
ball, maybe, but I mean, you're just gonna break your sister's tailbone. That's the only thing that's gonna happen. There's not gonna be any fun flying anyway. So unless you have like a hydraulic powered chair that's
Then you'll die.
then you're gone.
Hydraulic chair.
No, not hydraulic. I think hydraulic's
Interesting.
slower.
Michael Reeves' new
They're
invention.
slower but stronger.
Jet engine chair.
No, it's what's one that like just can like spring back?
A spring.
Spring
A
powered chair,
piston.
like a spring. Well,
Maybe
I guess
just a
all
piston
chairs
All
are
powered.
spring
chairs
powered.
are spring
Piston.
powered.
There we
They're
go.
spring powered. Piston. Just use a piston.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, piston. But it's when she realizes like they're just living. They're just going about it. They don't
They're
care
living the
about
life.
what's.
They're doing the thing.
They're not thinking about dinner. They're not thinking about tomorrow. They're not thinking about the next week. They're just in the moment.
They don't
And
have
then
calendars. They don't have planners.
exactly.
They don't care.
They don't have work. Ah,
Yeah.
God. And then Chili goes out to the balcony, and this scene's beautiful.
Ooh, this one caught me by surprise because
You can talk about it if you want.
yeah, well, I remember the second part. Let's see. But it's Chili. She goes out to the balcony, takes a deep breath, and you can just kind of read her mind here. She's like, just breathe. It's okay. You're not under attack, Just calm down. So with tea or coffee or hot water, who knows, in her hand, she,
I
takes it
love
slow.
drinking hot water.
There are people that drink hot water, unironically.
Stop.
I would know.
Do you drink hot water?
No, but I have customers that do.
Oh.
They'll just be like, "Hey, can I have hot water?" I'm like, "Sure."
You
All right.
weirdo.
Well, it might be healthy. I don't know.
I mean,
Just as healthy as normal water.
I mean, I don't know who would willingly drink hot water
in
in a restaurant that's constantly hot, but we're not gonna talk about that. But
I do
yes,
want to mention.
Okay, yeah. What's the scene before the big ferry or the big
Just
shipping?
trees.
Yes, the
balcony.
trees. The beautiful green trees.
Mhm.
I love the art in Bluey.
Yeah,
Like
it's so
the
good.
scene design.
It's so
It's very simplistic, but
yet it's not.
it's really the color. The color is so vibrant and vivid.
Colors everything.
With the shapes, it just feels like I want to say like it feels like a children's show, but like yes,
You can say
but
yeah.
it's
you
a
can
weird
say that.
it's a weird way to say it because it doesn't sound like that gives it the exact because like you can look at I don't know Caillou, Curious George, which Curious George is a bad thing.
Curious George is a banger.
Curious George is a bad example because Curious George is also a very beautiful show and I love that show to death. But just like Bluey takes Upside Down. Oh, that's a movie though. The movie is beautiful as well.
The movie
I grew up in
actually
that movie.
so good.
Oh my goodness, we could do an entire episode on the Curious George movie, but we're not going to yet.
We should.
we should just do like maybe like someday just like do one random one out of the blue. We'll see
On Wednesdays.
On Wednesdays you could try that. We'll keep that in mind.
Oh yeah, Wednesdays. That's supposed to be a thing we do, isn't it?
Well, we do it occasionally. But the trees are very vivid. The color is vivid, but the shapes are really simple but still beautiful and communicates the feeling you get when you're like you're out in nature, if that makes sense. Like
So
the feeling of like being by pine trees. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So this is what I wanted to mention. This is a feeling that I get not too often, but when it happens, I'm very grateful it happens because often in life I'm stressed about what the heck's happening, like
Mhm.
because there's stuff to do, there's places to go, there's times that I need to know, all that jazz, and it's a rare occurrence, but sometimes it's it usually happens when it's either like super sunny outside but near sunset, super starry night, almost any time when it snows and rainy. I look up at the sky and just realize that I'm living.
Mhm.
It's an amazing feeling, and it makes me I think about those things whenever I'm just feeling a little down or something. It's like, this is why I am here. It doesn't matter this assignment that I'm stressed about, it does not matter. I can look at the stars tomorrow, even though today might suck.
Ooh, yeah.
Quote that.
Going on
Damn.
walks. Going on walks is
Yeah.
the best thing ever. Like being out in nature, because I think this what Chile is like really find that calms her down is like
Mhm.
appreciating the beautiful. I watch the sunset as much as I can. I have like this little field where I watch the sunset. It's amazing. And I go out there, and then I see the sunset kind of just going down the horizon, and I can just breathe. I feel like I can just breathe. It's a different feeling. And then the like I think she's finding that kind of piece of the trees, but then you also have with the same simplistic but colorful and vivid image of the sparkling ocean, like has little twinkles in it. It has a cargo ship going across the ocean, and there's a shot of Chile just there in the hotel taking a breather.
But it's exactly that feeling that she's feeling, just the fact that just content.
Contentment is such an important thing. Yeah, I think it's
And
something that a lot of
it
people
happened
don't
to
value
me
enough.
yeah, and it happened to me really recently because when I was done my film assignment, which I've been stressed about this whole month, I was biking home, listening to music, having a great time on my bike, and then I was going to go into my garage, and I just looked out at my street, and I just stopped for a minute, and I was like, "Yes." I don't exactly know how else to describe it, but it was just like I was happy and no longer stressed.
Content.
Yeah.
Content, exactly.
I recently got my driver's license, and by recently I mean like less than a week ago. And I went for a nighttime drive last night. This is before I realized I was
Oh,
being followed the entire way.
Talk about stressors.
But but oddly enough, nighttime drives are really peaceful. Like they really
oh
are.
yeah, I bet
Yeah.
they are.
So driving back after dropping my friend off was like, or I'll name drop him because he listens to the podcast. Dropping Ethan off. Um,
They're gonna
I
find him now.
They're gonna find him. They're gonna find Ethan.
We
I'm
have
sorry,
his full
Ethan.
address right now.
Yeah, this one. No, not again.
Just off the first name.
6721.
Just off the first name.
Ah, darn. As if Ethan's not the most generic white person name ever. I'm sorry, Ethan. I made a joke about it before. I love you, bro. I love you. But so just driving home, like I just felt like I was very happy to like have a friend like that and be able to drive and have a car, even though the AC doesn't work. I still love it.
Who needs air conditioning?
Me, a Texan, in the summer, but I'll get it fixed
I know.
eventually. The windows, just roll the windows down. But even then, I'm just content. I'm like, it's good. I have a job. I have a very good friend. I have
Take all the air out of the car instead.
take all
In
the air
fact,
out of the car.
in fact, I didn't tell you guys this, but I got a temporary job, delivering
Oh,
flyers, and I did it. There was 800. Me and my brother split it up into 400. It was supposed to be until Thursday, like we had from like Sunday to Thursday to do it. We ended up doing it in 2 days. Um,
mm,
and
Hello?
I actually really enjoyed it because I just got to listen to my music, jam out, put
yeah.
flyers, and it was just like so nice. The weather was awful, but it was
It's
nice, and
okay.
I definitely do it again. And I got 95 bucks out. I mean, 95 bucks out of it. So
Nice.
like, yeah,
Why not?
above
Yeah.
minimum wage.
above minimum wage. Let's go. That's still pretty good though. That's solid. Yeah.
W.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just contentment is such, as it said, contentment is such an important thing, and Chili is suddenly feeling that contentment, realizing
That should be the title of this episode.
Relaxing. Yeah. Relax. Contentment, relaxation.
That should be the title of this episode.
Contentment should be the title of the episode, but I mean, it is. I think relax is the thing titled because the kids that watch the show probably won't understand exactly what contentment means. They're like, oh yeah, relax.
No, I meant of our podcast.
Oh, the name. Oh, the episode.
Yeah.
Contentment.
Yeah.
There we go. Write that down. Episode name.
He's actually writing it down.
That's not how you spell that whatsoever.
So much ahead of time, guys. 100%.
So we got that, but yeah, she feels calm, and then I thought it was hilarious. But then she's relaxing on the whatever it is, the chair. The kids come out like they have 4 TV remotes. Chili's unfazed.
Oh,
She's
great.
unfazed. Oh, great. They're so happy about like the smallest things. So wholesome.
And then they say, "Look, can we go to the beach?" And
Go to the beach.
Exactly the same thing. And then that is the end of the episode, and then we know it's a continuation from
Stickbird, yeah, which you'll hopefully get next week, possibly. But my goodness, I love this episode so much.
It's
I was very. I love this episode before, but just like every time we do a podcast episode, I end up watching the episode we watch the episode every time before with the boys, watching Bluey with the boys, and we get a newfound appreciation for the episode when we really like look into it a little bit for the podcast, and then we realize, oh, hold on, like even during the podcast, like there's things that we get into, like you can just tell like we're like really thinking about it as we're talking about it, and then it just kind of comes to us, like we just know what to say. It's like, oh, that's an important thing to bring up, like because we didn't realize the connection between Chili and Bandit in these 2 episodes and the way that they're unable to relax. And it's like, oh, the sign, duh, there we go. And like, you think we think about beforehand, but we don't. So it's really interesting to see what we do end up figuring out about the episode.
I only have one more note. It's a dumb note. Shopping cart.
Shopping cart?
Why are they bringing stuff in a shopping cart?
Shopping cart?
Yeah. They're bringing their luggage
just like a cart
using a shopping cart.
That was probably like, I don't know. I've seen those in places.
Because I know that the hotels have those, like, I don't even know what they're called, but
I hate those things. Oh my goodness, like the ones that look like
things.
the nether portal.
One with good wheels. The wheels on the ones I get are always terrible.
Yeah, it feels like you're trying to lug like a just a platform that got haphazardly wheels slapped onto it.
And then when you try to like turn just a little bit, and
it doesn't
miserable.
work.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, those things are so painful, especially when you have like stuff loaded up on it. It's just, I mean, you better hope your hotel room's not that far away. But yeah, exactly.
But that's just a podcast, and around the creek.
And around the creek podcast.
What would you guys rate this episode?
I'm gonna go with a solid. I'm gonna go with a 6 out here.
6.
I'm gonna go with a 9, bro. I'm gonna go with a 9.
Yeah, I'm thinking 8.5. 8.5. Easy. 6. You're crazy.
All right. So on the average, sorry, I'm back away from Mike. On average, that comes out to being, hold on.
8.166666667.
That number.
There you have it, folks.
An 8.2.
The official rating.
So we'll just say 8.
8 yeah. We'll go down to an 8. Yeah. I was in love with this episode. Oh
yeah, it was a good episode.
So good. What do you mean it's only a 6? You're crazy.
I said 7. I moved it up to.
It was 7. Okay. So we're just gonna say it's an 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see you guys next time. As always, I'm Elijah.
I'm Aiden.
And I'm Owen.
And this has been the Around the Creek podcast, and I'm very tired.
We're all are.
Relax, be content, enjoy your summer.